Hi, Shakers and Movers. Welcome to PE for this school year. My name is Mr. Stoffel. It's great to be your new PE teacher here this year at Sierra Vista and at Maple Payne. I'm very excited to be here. I'm going to call you guys, going to nickname you guys. Your names are going to be Shakers and Movers, or Movers and Shakers. The movers are going to be the students from Maple Payne, and the shakers are going to be the students from Sierra Vista. And I'm going to tell you a little bit brief history about myself. I've been a teacher in this district for 21 years, but I've been in the district for 23 years. I've been at about, my goodness, probably about 11 different schools over that time span. But as a teacher, I've been probably about 6 or 7 different schools, but mainly I've been at Morse Elementary School and Woodsboro Elementary School. Woodsboro I was at for 20 years, and Morse I was at, I believe, for 21 years. No, I'm sorry. Woodsboro was 21 years and Morse was 20 years. So, in any event, it's great to be here. I'm looking forward for all of us getting outside, to the way things will be when we get back and we don't have to do inside PE or remote learning. And with that, I just want to throw out a reminder to you that your Zoom etiquette, make sure you're making the good decisions. Please go ahead and any directions that your classroom teacher has given to you this past week, please go ahead and do the same. Follow the same rules as what they told you to do. I just expect you to go ahead and be focused, be watching. Please do what I do. Always try to do your best. The PE word for this month is going to be perseverance. It means to try again. So we're going to go ahead and utilize that word over and over for this month, so that way we understand that through effort becomes success. And we're going to keep that perseverance in the back of our minds throughout this upcoming month of September. So, what else? I do a lot of warm-up activities that maybe Mr. Perry was your former PE teacher. Maybe he did them, maybe he didn't. I believe he probably did not. So I try to incorporate a lot of fun different activities that I think you'll enjoy. I certainly have a great time with them and teaching and doing them with the students. So the first activity, or first little warm-up activity I want to introduce you to today is what I call, it's apples, bananas, and oranges. And it's just a little kind of the same type of a game as Simon Says. If you're familiar with Simon Says, I say something, you do an action. If I say a word and you happen not to do the action that you're supposed to be, it's just kind of an, oh, well, so what, who cares? And you keep moving. I certainly don't want you to think, oh, no, I'm out of the game. There's nobody ever out of any games with Mr. Stoffel when I'm doing PE. So that just is not going to happen unless, of course, you're not following the rules, right? If you're not following the rules, we're going to go ahead and do a timeout, whether we're on Zoom or whether we're doing PE outside. So, way it works is this. Arms up, this is apples. Everybody say apples. Arms to the sides, wide spread out, this is called oranges. Arms down, this is called bananas, okay? The other thing I want to tell you is, if I yell the word fruit cake, that just means to hold your position. So if the preceding word that I said was oranges, and then the next word I say is fruit cake, you just stay in orange's position, okay? You just stay in that position, you just stay. The reason why you stay is if you get a fruit cake, if you know what fruit cakes are, they're cakes that are kind of filled with fruit, dried fruit. To me as a kid, it wasn't the best thing that I would like. I always wanted like a nice chocolate cake or something, but my Aunt Ruthie made these fruit cakes and we'd receive it in the mail or whatever, and all I remember is it would sit on that kitchen counter and be there like 2 weeks, and no, it never moved. It was chocolate cake, it would have been gone in a couple days. So that's why we say that's fruit cake. The other thing I have is called a fruit cup. Fruit cup is if you have a cup of fruit, you want to throw some yogurt in there, and you mix it around. Sometimes you'll put some oats in there, some granola, or whatever you want to add to it, maybe some raisins, but you mix it up a little bit. So that's fruit cup because you're mixing up, you're stirring it up the pot. So when we do a fruit cup, or when I say fruit cup, you're going to get up on one leg, and you're going to be, whatever direction you're facing forward, you're simply just going to hop around one time, and then you're going to stop, all right? You're going to do it one time, one complete circle, and you stop. If I say fruit cup, then certainly you go around 2 times, okay? The other thing is, about this little activity is, I will go ahead and I will tell you Hawaii. Now, Hawaii means we're done and Zoom, like we're doing right now, remote. I keep saying Zoom, it's recorded, I'm so sorry. So, what we're doing right now with these recorded videos, if I say Hawaii, that means we're done, okay, it's over. When we're outside, when you get back to being outside, we have regular PE class, then that just means to have a seat, relax, just like you do in Hawaii. So that key word is Hawaii. And this is great in a way that we're doing all these things, and you get to know me, get to see me, and I in turn get to go ahead and get a chance to have you do all these things beforehand, before we actually go on the blacktop, and we're going to do them outside, and hopefully that's sooner than later. We all hope for that, right? So real quick, I'm just going to go back over it. Just follow along with Mr. Stoffel. Please do it. It is fun, and we're going to do the best that we can for where we're at right now. So, apples, oranges, bananas, fruit cup, apples, bananas, oranges, bananas, apples, oranges, fruit cake. Remember, fruit cake means you got to stay the position that you are in. Bananas, apples, fruit cup, which means go around one time. Now, I'm going to give you the verbal cues, and you're going to go ahead and try to keep up. If you make a mistake, no big deal. So here we go. We're going to start. Bananas, apples, oranges, fruit cake, bananas, fruit cup, bananas, apples, fruit cake, bananas, oranges, fruit cup, fruit cake, bananas, apples, oranges, bananas, apples, oranges, fruit cup. Nice job, and Hawaii. So that's it. So typically if you're outside, you sit down. Right now, we're moving on. The next thing I would like to share with you or to teach you is how to correctly do Jack in the Box. Some of you older students will definitely know how to do Jack in the Box, but the younger students, I'm just going to do it for review. And it's basically your legs are waist wide apart, and you're going to stand up nice and straight, hands by your sides. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to open up your body. We're going to make your body wider. So how we do that, we just open it up, hands go up in the air, legs go out to the side. So it's open, and then we just simply close it back down. So we're going to shut it down, pardon me. We're going to go ahead and go close, all right? So it's open, close, open, close, open, close. Now for some of you, you may not be doing it correctly, but that's okay. Keep persevering, keep trying to go through it, keep trying to do the best you can. Eventually, I promise you will understand how to do it. So, let's just go ahead and do 5 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice, good job. The next thing I want to teach you is we do something, I've done it for a long time. It's called Jack in the Box. Obviously Jack in the Box, we're going to do it in a box. I'm going to show you. We start front, here it is, front side. We're going to do, say, 3 jumping jacks, boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to turn, now you'll turn and move to the side. So we're forming a box on our dot, right? Usually we have a dot, but I'm just staying one place right now. So it's 1, 2, 3, turn. Facing exactly backwards of where I was facing before. 1, 2, 3, turn. Facing to the side. 1, 2, 3, turn. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 again. So when we're facing the front, we always end up facing or finishing right where we started is right where we end. So we do 3 each side. We have 5 sides in this crazy kind of a box. And that's going to be a total of 15 Jack in the Box, or 15 jumping jacks in a set of a Jack in the Box. So do it with me. Here we go. And it is 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's our Jack in the Box. We'll do that probably every single class, whether it's being recorded, like we're doing now, or whether it's outside. We just end up doing some more. The other thing I want to get to real quick is stretches. And right now we're going to go ahead and do a few of them, and then we're going to move on to the activity that we're going to get to, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes from now. And it's an underhand tossing activity, but we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. So the next thing I want to do is arms out. We're going to do arm rolls forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, special little trick to see if you guys can do it. If your parents are there, certainly you can ask them, hey, see if you guys can do this. What we want to do is we're going to have our arms out, and we are going to start the right arm. I'm going to use my right arm, and we're going to go forward with the right. So you're doing forward circles, right? Now if you're left, you're going to move your left in the opposite direction backwards. So we're going to go left. So you have your left arm, or whatever arm that you choose, going backwards, and the other one is going forwards. And so you're going to stand here, and you should look like this as you're moving arms in opposite directions. And it takes a little bit of trying and thinking and trying to coordinate this motion to actually work the way it should be. So let me stop. So I would like for you to try that. Take 20 seconds. It's just for fun. If you can do it, great. You probably have to go ahead and sometimes people will go on back or both forwards. But it's great if you can right now ask your mom or dad and say, hey, can you do it? Maybe you can do it, maybe you can't, but it's certainly interesting to try. It does take practice. It takes practice to go ahead and get that kind of done the correct way. So, in any event, hope you've been practicing the time I've been speaking about it. We're done. We're going to move on to the next one. We want to work on some balance real quick. I'm going to ask you to raise up your right leg and hold it. We're going to hold it for 15 seconds. Arms out to keep your balance, looking at one area or one thing that's in your room or your house. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And down, Okay, the next little warm-up I'd like for us to do is to take your arms up like this, and you hold them kind of like, and what we're going to do is we're going to do washing machines. We're going to be moving our torso, and we're going to be stretching the lower part of our back, okay, in our oblique area. So here we go. I start off on one side. I'm going to go all the way over, and then it's 1, all the way over, and 2, all the way over, and 3, all the way over, and 4, all the way over, 5, 6. And you should be feeling this when you get to the edge. You kind of move it a little bit more. You get to the other side, move it a little bit more. And I think that's 7. And then come back, it's 8. And 9. And the last one, an extra good one. And 10. I don't know. When you get to my age, those feel really good. But that's a nice stretch for us to do. All right, the next part of our lesson today is I want to move into setting up our activity for the day. And let's see, I want to let you know that this is an activity. You're just going to be tossing an object. So you're going to need a decent amount of space. I don't have a whole lot of space here. I'm actually in the lunch staff room over at Sierra Vista, and it's not very big, as you can see the tables and whatnot here. So even in your house, I don't live in a very large place myself. It's pretty small, but you'll have plenty of space to do it. So if you can see from these cones, if you would just go ahead and give yourself just about that much room, that'll be fine. So whether you're out back, maybe out in the backyard, maybe you're in the living room. I don't know if you have a really big room, maybe you can do it there. So this is about the size you're going to need. It's not too much, little space. So what we're going to need now is for you to go to your rooms or whatever you would keep some notebook paper, some sheets of paper. I want you to get 5 sheets of paper. 5 sheets of paper, okay? That's number 1. Next thing I need you to get, along with the paper, something to write with. I've got a nice extra fine point Sharpie here that I'm going to use. So something to write with. The other thing is, you're going to need, I have a pot that I took from our kitchen. And this pot is what I'm going to use as my target area. You could certainly use another pot. Check with mom and dad, of course. You could also use maybe something plastic, like a plastic bowl would be good. Maybe a waste paper, small trash can would be good. Anything that you can think of that you feel, check with your parents, that you feel is going to be safe. It's not going to cause a problem. I don't certainly want anything very expensive being broken. And if you can't find a pot or you're not sure, then most of us may have some type of paper, magazines. If you take the magazines and you simply lie it on the floor, that'll work too. That'll be your target area as well, all right? And that's just about all you need. You don't need very much. You don't need a whole lot of things to have fun. So the other part is socks, okay? 5 pairs of socks. Doesn't matter what color, what size, preferably use your own socks. Don't go into dad's drawer and get his socks. Just go into your own drawer, your brothers or your sisters. Go in your drawer. Go ahead and grab about 5 pairs. And that's all you're gonna need to do our little quick activity for today. So I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to go ahead and collect those things. And ready, set, go. Just walk and get those things.
Battery high. Connected to Eva's iPhone.
Okay, we'll wait just about 5 more seconds. Give those students that probably didn't have enough time to get all the materials that we're going to need. I'm going to show you how to cut a paper in half without using scissors. I don't want to have you using scissors because I just don't feel that it would be appropriate. So I'm going to show you a different way not to use scissors, and you can go ahead and cut paper. So you've got your 5 pieces of paper, fold it in half, run your fingers down it, make a nice crease, kind of looks like a little book. You're going to have to find a hard edge. I would suggest a coffee table perhaps, or your dining room table is probably the best. Place it, make sure you hold on to it firmly, and you're just slowly going to rip one end. Just like that. Look at mine, is a little bit uneven, okay? So, we are going to do that to all 5 pieces of paper. I cheated, and I already have all my pieces of paper ready to go. So 5 times 2 is 10, so I have 10 sheets, and you will soon too. So you keep doing that. Maybe you might need some help. If you rip it, don't worry about it. This is not exact. It doesn't matter. I'll show you. It doesn't matter. We're not gonna ask for anything crazy here. So if you do something like that, that's fine. This works. Just take that guy off, finish it up. That counts. Don't worry about it. No need to stress, all right? So, hopefully you have that done. Now the next part of this is we are simply going to number these papers, all right? I want you to number them 1 to 10. So it says 1. We're just numbering them 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to allow you to go ahead and finish the other ones on your own time. Please save these pieces of paper. We're going to use these quite a bit. So this would be like your PE folder, your homework, whatever it is you want to call it. Put them somewhere, keep them so we don't have to keep doing this over and over again. We're going to keep these 10 pieces of paper, okay? But right now we have 5. So you're going to take your object, whatever it is, and you're going to place it on the floor somewhere in your room or in your condo, house, wherever it is that you live. You're going to get your socks, and what we're going to do here is we are going to place the number that is the fewest or the lowest, 1s and 2s, are going to be closest to the target. The higher numbers will be placed farther away from the target, so the 5 is way back there. Okay? Now, we have 5 pairs of socks. If you can hold them all, if you can't hold them all, you can certainly put each sock down by the piece of paper. Okay? So there we go. Now, before we start, I want to show you, it's good for some of you, it's going to be, boy, we already know this, for some of you don't know it. So what we're going to do is feet together, opposite. So the object is in my right hand, and if you go like this, it's a great thing to do because it's your opposite leg that goes forward. So if my hand and my sock is touching my right, that's not the one that moves forward. So keep that there, and you're going to step forward with your other one, okay? So when we practice, it's step, land the foot, and then we underhand toss. Step, land, and we underhand the toss, okay? So let's try it. I'm just going to go ahead and show you from here. Try to get it into the pot. So close, but no good. So no problem. That was just practice. We were just practicing, okay? And we're going to practice with using our numbers. So I'm going to say, let's go up to wherever you place the first one. Go to the number 1. We can call it the number 1 hole. We stand right behind it. We're going to go ahead, if it's in the right hand, we're going to go ahead and practice opposition. And we're just going to toss it in to your target area, all right? So there it is, 1 in. Next one's 2. Basically the other side of my hand, 2. Moving on, crisscrossing, going over to number 3. All right, 3 for 3. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Number 4, other side. Remember, it's in your right, moving on to your right. That way you know your left foot has to go forward. And we step forward, and we got number 4 in there. Down to the big guy, the big dog. The green, what do you call it, the green lightning? I can't remember if that's the guy's name or not. So here we go, last one. Step. Oh, that's not gonna make it. So, there's my pile of socks into the pan, all right? So, you're going to go ahead and you are going to practice this. This is kind of your fun time. You're going to practice it as much as you would like, or until you have to go back to when your teacher said you can go ahead and come back and go to their classroom or what it is that you would like to do. You certainly can do this anytime you want. Once again, my name is Mr. Stoffel. The PE word of the month for September is, you got it, perseverance. Don't ever give up, whether it's PE or anything that you try to tackle in life. It's my pleasure to be your PE teacher this year. Thanks for your time, and I will certainly see you next time on a recorded video. Adios.